All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, we are back again on the other side of the coin. Another day, another stream. I'm so happy that football is well and truly back. We got to watch the Bournemouth game. It was really good to watch a game live and then do a review of it straight after. And it was good to see some of my old mates back into the channel. Already, I can see quite a lot of people joining in. Thank you so much, guys, as always, showing the support. I do really appreciate that. Please smash the like button straight away. Helps the channel out. I cannot stress enough how much the likes help this particular channel. So if you always enjoy being here, you always enjoy coming back, smash that like button. It helps a long way. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe, massively subscribe. It's going to be a good show today, guys. I get to talk to you guys. I'm going to drop the link. I can already see a few people asking, how do you call in? I will drop the link very soon for you guys to join in. I don't know how many people I can fit in. Literally, there's so many people that get lined up. So I'll try my best to fit in as many as I can. It'd be great if you guys can limit to at least maximum maybe 5 to 10 minutes. If you can keep it to that time frame, that way I can get more people in. But before I do all of that, I want to run through some of the news and provide my input and present to you guys what we want to talk about today. And then off the back of that, maybe probably 20-25 minutes in, I'll probably drop the link and then we'll do some live call-ins. But before I do that, I can already see 51 people live straight away. Smash the like button. Honestly, this is fantastic. Hit the like button. I want to give you guys some shout outs straight away. Yusuf, thank you so much, my man. You're always here, undoubtedly, which is fantastic. The support. Unfazed is here. Thank you so much, my man. Olamide Staten Island is here as well. How do we call in? Olamide, I will provide the link very soon, probably around 20 to 25 minutes in, once I finish my sort of news piece that I want to sort of do in this particular stream, and then get you guys into, provide your opinion based on that particular news. Galactus Pro, thank you so much for joining. Pratik is here, like always, my man. Danny Boy is here. We've got Abu Bakr. Thank you so much, Abu Bakr, for coming in. Mazin is here. Come on, you Blues TV. Yes, Jake is here. The Teenage Azpi. My man, Teenage Azpi. It's been a long time. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you for a while. Emmanuel is here. Danko is here. Gistek is here. Declared, Abhijit, Justice. This is fantastic. Declared, today is your day, my man. You can come in and provide your thoughts and opinions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before, without any further ado, and once again, guys, 65 people live. Smash the like button straight away and get those likes off the charts, absolutely off the charts. Let's get that going. By the way, I just realized I want to add. I haven't added this brand. Here we go. That looks a lot better. Okay, guys, let's get into some of these news and really talk about it a little bit. First of all, you guys would have heard Jules Koundé, the breaking news yesterday out of nowhere. It's crazy. All of these breaking news tends to happen because you guys know I'm in Australia, so they tend to happen when I'm asleep because that's the afternoon sort of time in UK. So I woke up to watch the match, but as I was sort of flicking through, saw the breaking news from the bad boy Fabrizio Romano himself, exclusive. This is the news. Jules Koundé deal update. Chelsea are in advanced talks with Sevilla and Kurt Zouma could be included in the negotiation. Possible swap deal to go through in the next days with Zouma plus money for Koundé to Chelsea. Personal terms agreed for Koundé until 2026. I mean, yes, this was one of the links a long time ago, but it's literally not have been talked about at all in recent times, probably in the last month. But once a news drops like this and it's breaking, straight away you can see the words there saying next hours and days within. Looks like this is going to be wrapped up, and it's crazy. None of the big journalists out there has even reported something like this in the recent times, that this was actually going to be, going to be happening. But yeah, this is probably certainly happening now. And then Fabrizio Romano goes on to say, on top of that particular tweet, Chelsea are pushing for Kounde. Kurt Zouma could be included in the negotiations as Sevilla appreciate him. Talks ongoing. Emerson Palmieri is not even an option as of now. Kounde is the main target now for Chelsea, as revealed yesterday. Work in progress today too. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get to some of your comments. And as I said, I will drop the link down the track to get your opinion on it. But firstly, my opinion on Kounde, as I said, there was links previously, but I didn't think it was that serious. I saw some clips of Kounde not that long ago. I've got to be honest, La Liga is not something I religiously follow. When I do get to watch a match here and there, it's literally a Real Madrid game or a Barcelona game. But I did get to see Kounde a little bit in the Champions League and a couple of La Liga matches at the end. And here's my sort of assessment, and it's very, very, vague kind of assessment. As I said, I haven't watched him enough. I think he's very good on the ball. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why Tuchel is interested in a particular defender like him, and the reason why we are letting go of Zouma the other way, because Zuma's not that comfortable on the ball, whereas Kounde is. He likes to drive with the ball a little bit as well. So, at times when you're getting pressed, a defender that's able to just break the line and drive through the middle helps out a lot. He can play on the right side, so not only as the CB, but he can play as an RCB as well. In a back four, he can play as a right back. He's done that for France in Euros. I've just noticed a moment ago in the stats. And yeah, like his passing ability is very, very good. Pressing, counter pressing, all of that is on point. But the biggest issue for me is Kounde. For me, obviously, the physicality and his height. That's going to be a big, often issue coming into the Premier League, where you're literally going to see big strikers on a day-to-day basis. It is a physical league. I remember Julien Laurence in Matisse's channel. I'm pretty sure you guys all watch Matisse's channel. He was there recently, and he was saying that Jules Koundé is a very good player, but against Haaland, when Sevilla came across Dortmund in the Champions League, he was scared. He was absolutely scared. So that is my concern about Jules Koundé. But look, he's 22. We've lost Marc Guéhi to Crystal Palace. Zuma's not favoured. Koundé, I mean, Spurs were linked with him. He rejected Spurs. I think Arsenal was linked with him. He rejected Arsenal. So already he's got that proper Chelsea sort of blood running through him. So it's an interesting purchase. And I think one with his age and the profile, the way, Thomas Tuchel plays from the back, it kind of fits. Whether he's a starter, I don't know, but it's good competition. 100% it's good competition. All right, let's check out some of your comments, guys. I can see the Beautiful Game. Thank you so much for joining, my man. It's great to see you. Abhinav saying, hi, Miz. How you doing, my man? Abhijit is saying the Kounde-Guéhi debate is unreal in football. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about this. Gistek, thank you so much, my man, for those nice words. Gistek saying, love your great channel, bro. Thank you heaps for that. Justice, yeah, smash the like button, guys. Honestly, get those likes up straight away. This one, Abhijit saying the Kounde-Guéhi debate is unreal on football too. I really don't understand it. Like, I don't get why people are so caught up with the Guéhi thing. Still, it's been more than a week and a bit now. In fact, I think a couple of weeks since he's left. We need to move on. It's not even a debate anyway, to be honest. Guéhi wanted to start for this football club. He did not want to be a backup. And there was no way that he was going to start for Chelsea Football Club yet. He's a very good player. I thought he would have stayed and just waited for his time, because eventually he would have got it. But he didn't want to wait around. He had a tremendous season at Swansea. He wanted to come in, saw an opportunity where Crystal Palace is excited about him, and he went. And it's end of discussion. And since he's gone, and we are not fancying Zouma, that's why we're now looking at Kounde. So for me, it's just a ridiculous debate that people just want to entertain themselves, to be honest. Let's look at some more comments here. Subhajit Jyoti Roy is saying this shows how secretive we are. This is exactly what I was saying. I mean, we talk about journalists apparently knowing everything, and we're going around saying that, oh, if you believe in a particular journalist, then you need to believe them all the time. But literally, not many journalists were talking about this particular news, so which is very, very interesting. I mean, there was links previously, but not many were actually talking about it. So it just shows how much they know, or the lack of that they know. All right, let's look at this one. London is blue. Kounde, replacement for Zouma. Azpi going nowhere. Look, I will talk about the Azpi news, which is a bit of an insight to the news. I don't normally share these, but I thought it was an interesting discussion point, which we'll get to. So it's definitely a Zouma replacement. There's no doubt. There's a swap that's been talked around, as you can see from Fabrizio Romano. But I don't think it's for Azpi. Azpi's situation is something different, which I'll touch on straight after the Haaland news as well. I'll read a couple of more comments before I go on to the next news. What do we have here? With Tuchel track record of improving defenders. Here we go. This is a good one from Ruby. With Tuchel track record of improving defenders, I've no doubt he will iron out Kounde's shortcomings. Yeah, Ruby, I tend to agree. I mean, Thomas Tuchel has done a madness with some of our defenders that weren't looking that great under Frank Lampard, in the likes of Rudiger, in the likes of Christensen as well, to a certain extent. And both of these defenders have looked immense. And Alonso, from a left wing-back point of view, has got some sort of respectability back under Thomas Tuchel. So, you know, he's definitely done well. Jorginho looked lively. So I've got no doubt that someone like Thomas Tuchel, you know, fancying Kounde firsthand, looks like we're interested, and it's a Thomas Tuchel type of signing. I've got no doubt that Thomas Tuchel, any shortcomings, as you're saying, Robbie, will try and sort of negate that. I guess one of the biggest things is, how do you negate height? He's not the tallest defender, but then again, you've got other short defenders previously in world football, most specifically Fabio Cannavaro. He was short as well, and he was a fantastic defender. So yeah, I've got no issues with that. Yusuf is saying, even though Kounde might not be strong looking, he's actually strong. Yeah, look, I mean, you would call him a stocky player, but he will have to adapt to the Premier League physicality. There's no doubt about that. In the Premier League, the strikers are built differently, so he will definitely have to make sure that he adapts to that, and I'm pretty sure he will. I don't think he's going to be thrown into the mix straight away. He will get the opportunity to take his time and slowly come into it. As I said, he's young. He's only 22, so he's a long-term signing. I just want to read out. There was some particular. Yeah, there we go. This one tweet from Fabrizio Romano saying that personal terms have been agreed with Kounde until 2026. So this is a long-term contract. So I've got no issues that eventually he'll turn out to be an absolute monster of a defender, hopefully. And look, we are playing a kind of football that is, playing out from the back, and these are the type of defenders that we need, that are comfortable on the ball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little bit about Jules Koundé. As I said, I will drop the link soon where I get to see your opinion. But I want to go through the news myself first, share it with you guys before I bring you guys in. Next piece of news that I want to talk about is the Erling Haaland situation, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, let me just bring this up. Guys, we've got 41 likes, 130 people live. Let's get those likes up to over 100 straight away, guys, if you're enjoying this conversation. And as I said, the link will be dropped later on for you guys to join in. I'll try my level best to have as many as you guys on. I will probably do it as one by one, because then the conversation is a lot more easier to have, I suppose, as opposed to having many on. So, Get those likes up, guys. We've got over 137 people. Let's get those likes up to over 100 straight away. As I said, helps the channel out immensely. You don't understand exactly how much this actually helps out. So let's do that. Okay, let's have a look at the Dortmund's side of things about Erling Haaland. Some Erling Haaland update. You guys are always looking for Erling Haaland. So, as you guys know, Daniel Malan has joined Dortmund. This particular tweet over here. Borussia Dortmund, the done deal, Malan announced. Borussia Dortmund have completed the signing of Daniel Malan from PSV on a contract until June 2026. And it was interesting because yesterday, Mr. Erling Haaland had a few things to say, and one of them notably being this. There's a picture of him with Daniel Malan in the training ground, and Erling Haaland has been quoted to say, "I hope he's looking forward to being on the pitch with me." I mean, this is reminiscent of what I suppose Lukaku was doing at Inter Milan. Recently, Lukaku in an interview said that he's happy at Inter Milan. He's spoken to the new gaffer that's come in and he's quite happy with it. So there was the wink not that long ago from Haaland when asked if he's going to stay at Dortmund or not, and he winked apparently. And now, he's quite open about it. He's saying to this quote, I don't know, it must be a particular interviewer saying that I hope he's looking forward to being on the pitch with me. And he's obviously referring to Daniel Malan. I can see my boy Jonathan Manhandle is here. Dortmund have a replacement. Let them play hardball and get the money they want, but let's just get it done. Yeah, look, I don't know, man. I'd still like to think that Chelsea's in the hunt on this particular deal. But I'm going to share some other comments on this particular Haaland update. Obviously, you saw that specifically from quote from Haaland in regards to Daniel Malan. Must have been a particular interview that was going on, and I want to show you what Fabrizio Romano has pulled up in recent times. Let's have a look at some of these Fabrizio Romano tweets. Let me just scroll down. Fabrizio Romano had quite a bit to tweet about Haaland yesterday, which was funny. A few people are saying Fabrizio Romano is in Dortmund camp and he's working for Dortmund. But yeah, look, these are a couple of tweets in regards to Haaland from Fabrizio Romano. Let's have a look at them first before we get into the comment section. Fabrizio Romano yesterday tweeted, Erling Haaland to Sky Sports DE about Chelsea bid rumours. Before yesterday, I haven't talked to my agent in a month. We all know he was on holidays. So before yesterday, I haven't talked to my agent in a month. You've to tell me, but I hope they are just rumours, as 175 million euros would be a lot of money for one person. I mean, I'm not sure what Haaland's doing. He's specifically now talking about the rumor, talking about the money figure. I mean, is he kind of playing around as well? Is he sort of taunting Chelsea to come for him? I'm not really sure, but it seems like he's comfortable enough at the moment, and it makes me think maybe he's staying. I don't know. You guys let me know what your thoughts are, and then we'll take it from there. And then the next one is this one from Fabrizio Romano. Erling Haaland on his future to Sports Build. First of all, I have 3 years left on my contract. I'm enjoying my time here, but of course the trophy was important because that's what I want. So he's saying that he's got 3 years left in his contract. He's enjoying his time there. The trophy was important, which obviously Dortmund won in the German Cup over there, and it's important. So, but of course the trophy was important because that's what I want. I mean, yeah, I don't know exactly how to read into that. I mean, if he wants trophies, he can get trophies at Chelsea as well. There's no doubt about that. And then Fabrizio Romano earlier today, which was his latest tweet, goes on to tweet, Borussia Dortmund, Sebastian Kehl on build, Will Haaland stay this summer? Yes. In the discussions with Raiola for Haaland, I did not have the feeling we have to meet again about Haaland. We don't want to give him up. So their stance is pretty straightforward, ladies and gentlemen. And it's always been that. We've reported this many a time that Dortmund really are not absolutely interested in letting go of Haaland, and they've always maintained through intermediaries like Jan Age Foytoft saying that it has to be a fantasy offer in the likes of 175 million euros. And I don't know. I think Chelsea, till today, there has been no official bid. That's what we know. This is what's been talked about. There's been no official bid from Chelsea till today. And a lot of people are saying that perhaps Chelsea is not going to get put in an official bid until they kind of think that, Dortmund will accept it. So it's interesting to see. There's the word of 130 million pounds that was thrown around. We literally did a stream a few days back talking about the 130 million pounds. And apparently there's a secondary offer ready as well. If that is rejected, that's where I felt a little bit strange. How do we have a second offer ready, already before the first offer's even been published or put out there officially? So, but we'll see what's happening with this Haaland situation. For me, I think Haaland is. This is my personal iteration now. So we've looked at the news, and I want to now talk about exactly how I feel about it. I think Haaland is interested, but I think Dortmund, as we've always mentioned, the power is in Dortmund's hand, and Dortmund will literally want a big offer, somewhere around that 150 million pounds. None of these 130 million plus add-ons of X, Y, Z happening. They don't want to, think about, if you win the Premier League or if you win the Champions League or if you have that many appearances or if you score that many goals. They don't want any of that. They simply want straight up money, 150 million. For me, Roman has the capacity to do that. Now, whether he goes and does that particular transaction, then pays the agents as well separately that we've heard of, plus the wages, it can all happen. It's just time. Time is the other factor as well. We're now 28th July. The more time lapses, I think the less Dortmund will be inclined to let go of this player, because as much as we think that Haaland is a replacement of Haaland, they could possibly play with two up front. They let go of Sancho as well. So, that could possibly be a Sancho replacement, and they keep Haaland. If they let go of Haaland too late, it just puts them in a predicament where they would literally have to go into the market and find someone very quick. And this is the thing. I expected Chelsea to do something this week. I really did. Last week, all the conversations were kind of happening, and I thought this week something was going to happen. Look, the week hasn't finished yet. Anything could still happen by the end of the week, but I just don't know once it gets into August and we are getting into our Super Cup and our first Premier League game, Dortmund's going to start their league season as well. As I said, anything is possible, but time factor could be a bit of an issue. All right, let's check out some of these comments here before we get into the next news, and then I'll drop the particular link for you guys. Lucas saying, lol, they gave up Dembele when they said they wouldn't. Yeah, look, I mean, they can say a lot of stuff. At the end of the day, money talks. If you show the right kind of money, and I think I saw a tweet from another sort of German correspondent, and I think Simon Phillips commented there, or maybe CFC Daily commented, saying that that particular German journalist was saying, or someone internally within Dortmund was saying that we don't want Haaland to leave, but how can you say no to a ridiculous offer of, let's say, 200 million euros? So, as I said, money talks. If you throw the right kind of money, they shouldn't have any issues in accepting it. All right, let's have a look at some more comments here. Why is it taking... Okay, let's have a look at this one from Global. Why is it taking so long to put a bid if Chelsea really wanted to get Haaland? Yeah, look, for me, it's strange as well, Global CFC. I mean, if we're that interested, I don't know whether there's other implications. The whole Tammy Abraham, do we need to get rid of him as well? Do we need to find him a home first to get that particular deal out of the way? There's been talks that we are looking to get rid of a lot of the players that are not going to participate next season. That's why we're seeing a lot of exits. And finally, we started to see some rumors about players coming in. Obviously, Marcus Bettinelli, the third choice goalkeeper. We got the news yesterday. Now, Jules Koundé seems to be very close as well. Zouma is going to go the other way. We've already seen a lot of players that have left the club. Giroud, Moses, Tamori, and a whole heap of youngsters that have left. Is Tammy one that needs to go? But I just don't find it, I find it strange that we would have to wait for Tammy to get Haaland. It just doesn't make sense. Just get Haaland and then offload Tammy, even if it means for a bit of a discount. We've got here Birdie saying, do you think we will bid? I mean, we're interested. There's no doubt about that. That's our number one striker target. Lukaku, I think, is now set to stay in Inter Milan. I don't think he's leaving. He's posting daily in Twitter. Now he's even tagging Inter Milan. I don't think he's leaving. Harry Kane will be too difficult of a situation. Lewandowski, it's a short-term solution. So we're very, very excited and interested in Haaland. And I just feel it will be weird if we don't bid. And it'd be so... I'd feel a bit of an injustice that Thomas Tuchel, he's looking to be backed with a particular striker and we're not going out there and bidding for this particular striker. I mean, if we think that he's not going to happen, we should have moved away from him a long time ago. We should have pursued other avenues like a Lukaku or a Harry Kane or whoever else. I don't know. But seems like we're still interested. It makes me believe that maybe we will bid. Yesterday as well in the game, it was clear to see Tammy missing some chances. He at least had 3 good chances missing. I mean, look, it is the preseason, but once again, the theme is we're not scoring enough when we really should be scoring. And I think this is going to be an issue in the upcoming season, even when we have Timo Werner. I just can't see, as good as Timo is, I just can't see how he just puts away those goals straight away. Some people are seeing Alexander Isak. Look, man, he's already signed a contract extension with Real Sociedad. So that is definitely not happening. So, that's a little bit about that. Let's now talk about Azpilicueta news. This is the interesting bit of a breaking news situation. But before we do that, 268 live. Please, guys, we've got 70 likes. Let's get the likes up to over 150. If you're enjoying this update, as I said, the link will be dropped very soon for you guys to come in and share your opinions on these news that I've been talking about today. So smash the like button. Absolutely take it off the roof. As I said, helps the channel out a lot. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. We're on the way now to 7,000. We hit 6,000 not that long ago. So we're on the way to 7,000. It's great to see all of you guys on a daily basis tuning in and checking out the channel. So let's get those likes up to 100 straight away. We're up to 81. Let's do it. We've got the numbers. Let's make it happen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this Azpilicueta sort of rumor, inside little bit of news, breaking news, you could say as well. Look, as I've said to you guys, there's a lot of people that listen to many patrons out there, your Carefree Youth, your ex-West Ham employee, and many other patrons that go around. And people that have subscriptions to that at times share certain sort of informations with me as well. And recently, one of the information that was shared with me was that apparently Azpilicueta is talking to the club, and I don't know whether this is true or not, but this is what the in the know people are talking, that he's concerned about next season and the level of involvement he's going to have in this particular football club. So he's apparently in conversations, and if it seems that Azpilicueta won't get as many minutes as he was probably getting last season. Let's face it, under Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel said it himself when he came in to the Chelsea Football Club back in January, I believe January 26th, when Frank Lampard got sacked. He said that he wanted to reinstate the captain straight away into the setup. And that's exactly what happened. And Azpilicueta played a lot of games. He was one of the mainstay in the team, and he played good. I have to admit it. He was very, very good. Most times, Azpi produced at least a 7 or a 7.5 throughout the season under Thomas Tuchel. He played in the RCB position. He played in the right wing-back position as well at times when needed. And I feel like he did a good captain's job, and I'm so happy that he ended up winning the Champions League. I think that was the massive cherry on top of the huge cake. He's won everything at Chelsea. As I can see Jake from Come On You Blues TV saying Azpi is a club legend, great servant, 100%. There's no doubt about that. He's a legend in my eyes. Premier Leagues, FA Cup, Europa League, Champions League. I'm pretty sure he's won Carabao Cup as well throughout this time. Multiple times he's won the Premier League as well. I'm pretty sure he's won under Mourinho and he's won under Conte. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm pretty sure he's won under Mourinho the second time around, and he's won under Conte. Obviously, he's won under Conte in that 3 at the back situation, which was revolutionary when Conte came back. Conte came to Premier League. So, look, this rumor, as much as of a shock it was for me when I first heard it, because I expected Azpi to stay next season. I thought that he would be a massive influence for all the youngsters, but I also expected that perhaps he would play a little less games because someone like Reece James could probably be preferred as a right centre back, and then we were linked with a right wing back as well. Now with Kounde rumours, Dujon Sterling is another player that I really like as a backup, could be a backup right centre back or a backup right wing back. There were rumours about Dama Traore. So Azpi's got every right to think whether he's going to get minutes or not. I just thought that maybe he would be okay to play as a big part player, coming off the bench at times, playing the matches here and there, not be too worried about his game time. But looks like he still wants to continue. I mean, he's Spain's #1 right back. I mean, we saw that in Euros. So he probably still has ambitions. I would have loved to see Azpi just to stick around one more season and perhaps win the Premier League one last time, the last hurrah. That would have been brilliant to see. So let's see how this progresses. But apparently he's concerned about the situation that's happening with the plethora of centre-backs that we have. Christensen as well in the mix, who could possibly play in the right side. We saw last season a couple of times where Christensen was playing in the RCB position. And Azpilicueta was a right wing back. We saw that against Real Madrid, and this season we're bulking up even more. So it's very, very interesting. Okay, time for me to drop the link. I can see ELBZ saying, love the channel. My man, thank you so much for the compliment. Guys, let's get the likes up to well over 100. I'm about to drop the link to you guys. As I said, I'm going to try my level best to have as many of you guys. Look, if I can't get through to you guys, perhaps you guys can, I don't want to promote this. As I've always said, this is a free channel. But if you do want to prioritize yourself and you want to say something, you can super chat it and maybe I can bump you guys up. But look, it is a free channel. But that is probably one way where I can start prioritizing. If you super chat, then perhaps I can bring you forward. But I'll try my level best to have as many of you guys and see what you guys have to say. So let me just drop the link. Linked to join the stream with me. And I'm going to pin it. And I want to hear your opinion on all of this sort of news that we've talked about. As I said, guys, probably limit to about 5 to 10 minutes so I can talk to more and more people. Already I've got Declared in the background and a few other people have joined in. I'm going to bring in Declared. Meanwhile, guys, do smash the like button and get the likes up to well over 200. We're close to 300 people. All right, let's get Declared into the show. Declared, my man, how you doing?
Good morning, miss. What's going on?
Good morning, my man. Good morning. I mean, it's only 8:41 p.m.
Yeah, it's good morning all the time, I guess. The perfect.
My man declared. First of all, just a quick thought on yesterday's game before we get into today's news. What do you think about the game, man?
It is what it is, yeah. It was a whole bunch of players that we haven't seen for a while playing in the heat. It looked like a bit of a mess. There's some standouts, but
who was your standout? Who was your standout?
I think Sterling played not bad. I think in the second half, Boja getting a goal. I think that's huge for a team that was missing so much.
Yeah, Callum Hudson-Odoi, fancy Callum.
Yeah, it's alright. No, but the funniest thing was that I'm looking at this team and I'm like, none of these guys are going to play. You know, they're barely going to be in the team.
Yeah, look, a lot of those players are probably not going to play.
Yeah, so that's where I was on that. On that
Fair
game.
enough.
I'm busy. I've been waiting for 2 weeks and we're 5 minutes. It's going to be hard to sum it all up, mate.
As I said, maximum 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. I think should be more than enough. I've already got literally 10 people lined up. But Declare, talk to me. First of all, we talked about Jules Koundé. What's your thoughts on that?
Good deal, but did we need him? You know, like was a priority? It feels like we stole. He was linked to a lot of clubs. Feels like we stole him, huh? Stole him under someone's nose, which we're notorious for as well. But yeah, I guess it helps.
I mean, he's gone on a swap deal with Zouma, and I think Tuchel didn't fancy Zouma. So, from that sense, yeah, we didn't need him, but then again, Tuchel doesn't want Zouma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think Zouma was on the way out. I think Zuma stocks are at its highest, but Tuchel didn't fancy him, and he wanted more game time. I think he knew that. So I think overall it's a good deal. Give Zouma, and we get another good defender who could turn out to be even better than we think.
Yeah,
and it's a great deal, I guess.
Any concern about Kounde from your point of view? Like anything that you think, this could be a bit of an issue in the Premier League?
Not really. No, and if there is, we have other defenders. So it's not like we needed a defender. We needed a starting defender. And if he was, you could say, yeah, but if he can't perform, bang, he's back up. And we go on, yeah. So yeah, I think it's because there is that big issue, that big if, can they do it in the EPL? I mean, anyone that comes outside, that's the biggest question. And he's going to need some time to adjust.
100%, man. I agree. All right. You've been wanting to talk about Erling Haaland, man. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on Erling Haaland with all the stuff that's been going around recently?
I watched Jan come on Fabrizio's stream too. Yeah. If you told me the weather today, that was going to be more exciting to me. He didn't say nothing.
Have you noticed all the time? Every time Fabrizio brings in Jan really doesn't let out much in his channel. He doesn't say much.
Nah, let me tell you this. Jan is Team Haaland.
Yeah,
he's Team Haaland, 100%, right? And you know that's why he talks about fantasy bids and shit. We don't need. This is what's going on, to be honest. Because if Dortmund weren't going to sell, you wouldn't hear about it. It would be dead because this started before or at the transfer season, at the start of the transfer season. And if they said no chance to Chelsea, then that's it. But there is a sweet spot, and the reason there's a sweet spot is because of that release clause, right?
Yeah.
So Chelsea are getting the best deal for them. They don't have to do fantasy bid because Dortmund are going to lose money. If the longer Dortmund wait, as a club, they lose money. Haaland, on the other hand, will get a wage package, so he's either I go now or next season. There's no difference to him, right? But as for Dortmund as a club, they can't demand, like Chelsea don't have to give in to their demands. Chelsea have to find that sweet spot of what they'll accept, and I think that's what all the workings is going towards. And if it doesn't happen,
what do you think is the sweet spot from everything that you've been hearing, listening, seeing? I mean, what do you feel is that sweet spot?
what was that? 130 was that rumor that came out, and when I read that, I said, you know what, that sounds kind of like a sweet spot. If the release clause is around the 75 mil mark, that is a sweet spot to entice a club, especially a selling club like Dortmund, to go, we'll let him go, because that's what's going to happen. Because the other window is going to be January. There's no way you're going to get 130 plus in January, and then you're going to get 75 the season after. So, as a club, Haaland is surely not worth, 50 mil plus for one season, and it's not like a season where they're pushing Bayern or anything. They barely made the top 4 with Haaland, and now they don't have Sancho as well. So, in their eyes, I also believe, and this is where we got to do the other side of the coin, right? That this deal could be. Yeah, this deal could be done, and Dortmund are trying to get more players in. So they got Marlon in, right? They probably got other players, because once the announcement comes out that Haaland's done, then everyone's going to ask way more money off him, right? So they're trying to get their good deals now, and Haaland could be done. So there is that.
Do you know what? I like that. I like that point of view that you're saying that maybe we still need to stay a little bit more patient. Maybe things have already been done. And as you said, Dortmund's just waiting on the time, because they don't want any other clubs to start seeing them. They have all this money, and everyone's going to start to, ask them for crazy sum of money. And maybe they want to do all of their business. And then once it's all done, okay, now he's Haaland, he can go now. It kind of makes sense to me. It truly does. But how long will we wait? How long will we wait?
Because it's going to be like a domino effect if that's the case. Because once another player, then Tammy, and then Haaland, and then you're just going to see a whole bunch of players announcing this could happen all in 1 week.
24 hours.
Maybe not 24, but I'm thinking like a week, because we're getting to August now. 2 weeks in, to me, to be honest, 2 weeks in, I'm going to start to accept that probably it's not going to happen the last 2 weeks. You got to accept that we're just going to get Danny Ings, and it's going to be all right.
Nah, look, I mean, I'm happy to be patient, man. But for me, the way I look at it is that just season's literally just a week and a bit away now. So, I really don't want to wait till the end of August. I mean, look, if someone can tell me right now that Haaland is 100% coming by the end of August, fine. We wait for a superstar like that. But that's the thing, the guarantee.
Well, when they're playing that cat and mouse, sorry, miss.
Yeah, I was just going to say, before I let you go, just quickly, your thoughts on Azpilicueta.
Rice?
Sort of, Rice. We'll do Rice show another day. But your thoughts on Azpilicueta, these rumors that perhaps he wants to have a conversation and concern about his minutes. I mean, there was no way he should be expecting that he was going to play a lot of minutes next season anyway.
No, this is nothing new. I don't think he's no rumors. I think he accepted it. I think, remember, he had these talks when I think Reece James was introduced. Remember? He's going, I'm going to make him into a really good right back. He's all for the team, the club, and the club has a reputation of looking after legends, or whatever you want to call long-term play. Every player, they look out for every ex-player. And if Azpilicueta wants to work there, or they look after him, it's all part of the club brand, or the club actually. And so Azpilicueta has such a mind that he knows, I'm going to be forever and start to decline. And maybe he has a place, maybe he has a club he wants to finish at. But regardless, he even said out of his own mouth, I'll make Reece James into greatest right back, or great right back at that time. So, I mean, you could have made that up, Miz, and people just go, yeah, that's great. You know what I mean? But people are running out of stuff to talk about. Everyone's got the anxiety about Haaland. That's why we didn't see Kounde come from anywhere.
There you go. No reporters knew exactly what was going on. Declared, my man, thank you so much for your time. I'm bringing another caller, but I do appreciate your time. Thank you, my man.
See you guys.
See ya, bro. All right. Let's bring on Jake. Jake, my man, how you doing?
Doing well. Miz. How we doing?
Not bad, man. It's been a while. Has everything going? Did you get to watch the match yesterday?
Yes, sir, man. Good stuff from the squad players, the rotation players, you could say. But regarding yesterday, I don't really have an agenda against anyone. Like, I definitely want Alonso out, Ross Barkley out, whoever. But I'm not trying to bash someone off the bat here. But Trevor Cowboy, he did not look that good, in my opinion, honestly. He played in the back, right? Was just not really a big fan of him. But someone I was a big fan of, and I do really want to talk about, is Ruben Loftus-Cheek. And I don't think I told you this yet, but I'm 20 years old right now. I played soccer practically my whole life up until college. And I played the center defensive mid role practically predominantly the whole time. And I'd love to see, like just like Declared said, I guess he has a thing for Rice. I'm not going to talk about Rice right now, but I'd love to see RLC turn into a Destroyer 6. And I saw him. I know that's like impossible every time I bring it up. Like, like what do you want? But like, just hear me out for a second. Like, drove with the ball one time, and like, he pulled off the drive and he penetrated with the ball. But I'm not saying it like looked bad, but he coming off the injury he had, it may be better for him to have less mobility, and he just looked like who's going to be able to body him off the ball like 50-50s in the air, whatever it is. Like, if he's in the middle of the field, I feel like he'll be able to control it. And I think like the idea of him turning into a Destroyer 6 would be crazy, honestly. But
I mean, the idea is definitely crazy, no doubt about that, Jake. But I just can't see how. I mean, these sort of things, Jake. You're either you're sort of born with those sort of traits, like Kante. He always had this thing that he just read the game very well. His interceptions, got that engine, tackling, just that defensive know-how. You can't just all of a sudden at the age of 25, I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek now, all of a sudden you can't just now tell him, okay, I want you to change your traits. His traits were always driving from deep, ball carrier. He's got great technique in shooting. He's got the aerial ability as well. I just don't see how he's going to be turning out into that destroyer type of number 6 that you're talking about. I mean, like he could possibly have some of that traits. If he works on it, maybe he can bring some of it. I don't think he'll be ever an elite level like as you alluded to, the Declan Rice or your Kantes or other sort of DMs out there. It'll just be too difficult at this stage to bring that in. But my man, just quickly, some of the news that we've touched on. Thoughts on Jules Koundé?
Yeah. So, and again, like I'm not trying to come off the bat from the opposite direction here, but I feel like I alluded in the past. I'm a huge Zouma guy. I'm a huge Zouma guy, and I'm totally fine from going the other way here because I guess it does make a lot of sense in a few aspects. But regarding Koundé, I'm a big fan of him. You kept mentioning Jan, like Frank Leboeuf, his co-analyst on ESPN FC, Frank Leboeuf. He always is high on Koundé. He talks about him being like before the Euros, like France breeds center backs, right? Like they could literally throw anyone back there, and like they even had a few people miss out, like Fofana, but he would always praise Koundé being highly rated, and he ended up getting minutes and he did pretty well in the Euros. But I'm high on Koundé. He's a little shorter. He can play on the right side, which is good for us. But
again, any concerns for you with Koundé? Like any particular area where you think that he could struggle in the Premier League?
Despite his shortness and height, he is good in the air, which I love to hear. But again, with Zouma, I just got to emphasize, like I just saw on my phone, he had 5 headers and 22 league appearances.
Yeah, man, aerial beast. Zouma's an aerial beast.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Koundé's a great signing. And then I want to just dive in. I forgot to reiterate this, but real quick, I love the way the club, honestly, we're gonna be impatient as fuck as fans, obviously, and we're gonna want everything we want. But the way the club is going about business is really intelligent, honestly. Because going into the window, if you asked the fan, it was and it still is, but they would answer we want Haaland maybe and Rice, so it's Haaland, maybe Haaland and Rice, and then if you were if you want to upgrade any other positions in your squad, what would it be? We would be like, yeah, maybe get another center back, maybe get another goalkeeper, maybe get another left back. And guess what? We're building from the ground up essentially. So it's like we got our no-name third goalkeeper. We're set there. With Kounde, declared, even touched up on it too. He's like, yeah, like you were interested at first and it died down. Literally, like going into the window for like a month and a half ago, we were linked with Kounde so much. It was like, oh, Jules Koundé is interested in Chelsea, Tottenham, blah, blah, blah. Tottenham, I guess, got their offer out the way. He denied Tottenham, which is great for us Chelsea fans, and now it's pretty much wrapped up. Breaking news yesterday.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. So, I mean, having those deals done, I guess, if anything, it either A, tells us that the Haaland and more deals are wrapped up, or B, everything else is coming to the cusp of it being closed. So I have faith. Everyone's got to. It is coming towards the later stages of this window, but we just got to stay patient, stay composed, and throw it out.
Absolutely, my man. Thank you so much for your time, Jake. I've got to bring some more callers in. It's literally lined up at the back, but do appreciate your time, Jake. Thank you heaps.
Big ups.
All right, I'm going to bring in Flyers. Flyers, my man. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Miz. How you doing?
Not bad, man. It's been a while since we last spoke. Thoughts on the news that we've talked about earlier today? Let's go do the rounds. First of all, tell me how you feel about the Haaland situation, him saying all of this stuff with in regards to Daniel Malan, that, you know, he better hope we play together in the same pitch, and some of the people from Dortmund area saying that he's staying. I mean, what's your thoughts?
I think he's a Dortmund player, so he has to be supportive to his club. That's what I think. I think from Dortmund point of view, we've talked about 150 million. Is that the magic number to let him go? If they sell him next season, they get half that price. But do they really get half that price? Because what about the Champions League money? If Dortmund qualify, that's 80 million. And I think it's quite fair to say that without Haaland, Dortmund might not qualify for the Champions League next year.
They probably won't. They might even get knocked out in the group stages of the Champions League. And if keeping Haaland, they can progress. Even, like, I think they were in the quarterfinals last season, weren't they, against Man City? So that would have been a bit of money as well.
Exactly. And I mean, everybody knows football is all about momentum. If Dortmund sell Haaland to Chelsea for 150 million this year, the momentum's going to go down. Like, the fans are not going to like it. It's not going to be so exciting to go and watch them play. The players in the team are not going to be as motivated and excited to perform as well. And I know no Chelsea fan is going to want to hear this, but it could be true. It could be true that maybe 150 million is not enough for them. I mean, we can all make scenarios up and say, that's the magic number. I know a lot of journalists have said that is the number. But, I mean, from the quotes that Haaland put out, was it this morning or yesterday? It didn't really sound that. A player who knew that they were going to go to Chelsea and it was just a matter of time doesn't really come out and say those kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, just a few weeks ago, when he was asked whether he was going to stay and be a Dortmund player, he winked and he walked away, whereas now he's more sort of vocal about it. That's what I found very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I think, in my view, Haaland, if he gets the chance to come to Chelsea, he will want to come.
He will,
He'll triple his wages. It's clear that his camp want to win trophies. It's not, the possibility of that in Dortmund is not as high as it is in Chelsea. So he would want to come. And I mean, it just looks like he's respectful of his club. He's got a 3-year deal left with them. If they say no, then he'll see that out. It doesn't look like he's going to push it. It's all in Dortmund's hands, really, if they want the money now. It's not going to be a problem for Haaland to agree terms with us. It's really down to them. And we've just kind of spoken about the reasons why they could reject that 150 million offer. And I thought there's a lot of other things into it, and it's just going to take a matter of time. I mean, for me, I thought, I know you were saying you were hoping that this deal would happen in July, but for me, I think, have we ever seen these huge deals completed early in the summer? They always drag out to the end.
Yeah, man. look, as I said, if someone can promise me that he will be here by the end of August, I'll take that. No worries, I'll take that. But just quickly before I let you go, Flies,
Yep.
after seeing the match yesterday, and I'm not saying just judging it on that, but would you be a little bit concerned if we didn't sign a striker and we kept with whoever we have right now?
Yeah, I'm concerned, because we're not scoring goals.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Like, even Tammy at the moment, I mean, you know, if he was to stay into the season, maybe he'd be a different player. But for me, his head didn't look in the right place yesterday. And that's clearly because he knows he's going to be leaving. He played the game yesterday to try and impress. He missed a few chances that he should have been putting away. It's just it's just a pre-season friendly. But, you know, we go back to last season, towards the end of last season. I mean, who scored the goals for us? Our top goal scorer was a guy that
Jorginho.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, like the Champions League is one thing, but our bread and butter is the Premier League, and you have to score, isn't it? That's how you win games. And there's no goals. There's nobody in the team who you're going to say will score us 15 goals a season.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Is it going to be Werner? Is it going to be Havertz? Who knows?
Nah, you're right.
If you bring in the lights of Haaland, Lukaku, Harry Kane, like, you know it, isn't it? That those guys will hit you 15, 30 goals a season.
Yeah.
But I think we learned a lot from the game yesterday, in terms of some of the young players, especially the defenders. It was good to get the minutes out. I thought that the big standout actually for me yesterday was Danny Drinkwater.
I think he's getting us some unnecessary heat, man. I mean, it's not that difficult to say that he had a good game that first half. He was very, very good as that register sort of player, and just sitting deep and spraying passes everywhere, the little passes, the long passes. I thought he had a very good game. And honestly speaking, I wouldn't mind seeing him a little bit more in this preseason.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I was never a fan of him when we signed him. I don't think most of the previous other managers are. But what's your thoughts on maybe Danny Drinkwater as a fourth choice?
You know what? This is a very, very tough question, because I can't forget the fact that he's just been a bit of a joker the last couple of seasons, and just he's been earning the money and, you know, not really doing his best in when he's gone on loan, and he's had issues outside of football where he's been a bit disruptive. From that perspective, I think, do I want a player like that? But I don't know, man. Flyers.
I mean, we do need to remember that we were playing Bournemouth yesterday, so although he had
we were playing Bournemouth as well. I mean, you know, I'm not going to take anything away. He's a Premier League winner. Like, he's got a Premier League medal with Kounde. So there is a player in him. There's no doubt about that. It's just, you know, are we going to see consistency? Are we going to see good behavior? It's just too much to risk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing I just wanted to mention was Callum Hudson-Odoi performance last night. The thing with Callum, right, is he's got so much talent, all the talent in the world, and he could be a big player. But we kind of see the same thing with Callum. Like, you know, he's quick up the wings, he gets the ball in, but his shooting is just, it's not good enough. You know, he does the hard work, he does a run, and then when he shoots, it's always like a lame shot, or he comes inside on his left foot and is afraid to use his left foot. And often in the training videos I see with Callum, like, he's always kind of like, he comes across as like the kid in the team, like everyone's putting his arm around him. And what I really want to see from Callum is for him to step up and take some seniority and ownership and make that position himself, because he's got the talent to do it. And you know, the reason he plays right wing back is, I mean, obviously because he can do it, but the competition ahead of him in the role that he wants to play, that inside forward, he's not ahead of any of the other players who play there. And it's down to him. He needs to step up. He needs to take that ownership. He needs to prove to Thomas Tuchel that he's worthy of playing in that position, and he will play there if he's good enough. And I just want to, you know, I want him to take that ownership and that's become that senior player in the squad, and that's down to him.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I have to agree. This comment here from Kounde is exactly is a supplementary comment to what you've been saying. Is look at how Greenwood finishes, different players, but Greenwood more balanced. Yeah, look, Callum definitely needs to work on his shooting. It does look a little bit weak at times. He has to do a lot of work. But for me, he was a standout player yesterday. I know it's Bournemouth, but it looked like his pace, his intensity, it looks like it's all sort of coming back from. It was going back to how it used to be before he got injured, which is a good sign. And he was taking on the players more often, which is a good sign. Flyers, my man, thank you so much for your time. I do want to get into some other calls, so do appreciate the time you've given to us, and hope to see you again, my man.
Cheers, Mears. All the best.
Take care. Ladies and gentlemen, I've literally got so many people in the back room waiting. I'm going to probably bring in maximum 2 more people before I end things up. I'll try and see if I can squeeze 3. Next up, I'm going to bring in Frederick. Frederick, my man, how you doing?
Hey, Frederick. Hey, Miss.
Hey, Frederick. Are you just saying hello to yourself?
yeah, man. I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, not bad, man. It's been a while since we last spoke. How's things?
Yeah, things are going all right. Enjoying the summer, even though I'm at work right now.
Brilliant.
I'm really looking forward to the upcoming season with Chelsea, of course.
Of course. Talk to me about Jules Koundé. What's your thoughts, man? With the rumors, looks like it probably might be done and dusted very, very soon with Zouma going the other way.
I'm actually really concerned about the signing of Jules Koundé because he's a good and promising defender, all right, but I'm not sure that he's the right fit for the Premier League. I think I'm particularly concerned about his height and his physicality. I mean, imagine him challenging for a header with Vestergaard or Chris Wood and the likes of him. He'll get dominated in the air, I think, and that's my main concern. Other than that, I think he's a good defender who'll probably fit in well in Tuchel's system with his excellent ball playing abilities and he's also really good at making interceptions. But yeah, again, I'm worried about his physicality.
Do you think it's something that maybe Thomas Tuchel can work on him and adapt slowly by slowly? I doubt he will come in and just start straight away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, he can put on a bit of muscle, but he won't grow taller, and that's the problem. But of course, he's only 22 and will only improve, especially under Tuchel. But yeah, I would have preferred if we were to go for Milan Skriniar at Inter Milan or Varane when he was available, because I don't think that this will be a great fit. But I'm happy to be proven wrong, of course.
No, fairs, man. Frederick, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to try and bring in more callers. Do appreciate your time, man.
One more thing.
Go on.
Would you like a pronunciation tip regarding Haaland and Jan-Åge Fjørtoft from Scandinavian?
Go on. What is it?
You're supposed to say Erling Haaland.
Erling Haaland. Okay. And
yeah, that's right. And Jan-Åge Fjørtoft.
Jan-Åge Fjørtoft. Oh man, that's tough. That one was a bit tough. I think I can manage the first one. Erling Haaland.
Yeah, and Jan. Åge. Fjørtoft.
Fjørtoft. Jan-Åge Fjørtoft.
Yeah, that's right.
Brilliant.
Because Holland is actually a small region in Sweden.
Ah, right. So that's why it's Erling Haaland. Haaland, yeah?
Yeah, Haaland.
Okay, no, that's good, man. It's good to learn something. Thank you so much, Frederick.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
No problems, my man. No problems. You take care. Catch you soon.
Yeah, you too.
All right. I'm going to bring in Maz. Before I do that, guys, please smash the like button. We've still got 300 people and likes are only 149. Let's get those likes up to over 200 straight away, guys. If you're enjoying this, let's get a few more callers in before we wrap things up. I'll get 2 callers in. Let's go with Maz and let's go with Michael. Michael, you've been buzzing to get on. Maz as well. How you doing, Maz?
Hey, I'm good.
What's up, Maz?
Brilliant. I'll start with, look, guys, literally, we'll give you guys 5 minutes all up, and because I've got a few more that I want to get, I just don't want to be rude to those people that have been waiting. I'll go to you, Maz, first up. What's your thoughts on these rumors in the background about Azpilicueta perhaps being concerned about his minutes next season? Kind of makes sense with all the players that we've got coming in. That he possibly wants to have a conversation. Maybe he might want to leave because he still believes he can still play at the top level week in, week out. What's your thoughts on Azpilicueta?
Yeah, personally, I think Tuchel wanted to get Reece James into a right centre back. I heard before. So with the inclusion of Jules Koundé, I don't think Azpilicueta will play that much. Probably in like Carabao Cup games or something like that.
Yeah, and then you still have Christensen as well, who could play that particular position. Reece James can play that position. Now you've got Dujon Sterling, who could possibly be a backup as well. So it's looking peak. It's sad. I think, Maz, would you put him down as a Chelsea legend, though, Azpilicueta?
Yeah, for sure. With his leadership, how he's helped with winning Premier Leagues, whatever like that. Champions League, big role. You wouldn't probably see it under Lampard, but he was magnificent under Tuchel.
100. Michael, my man, how you doing?
What's up, man? How are you guys? How's the summer?
Not bad, man. It's really good to see you, man. I've always seen you in the live chat. Finally, I'll get you here. Thoughts on the Haaland situation, man? Lots of talks happening. You probably would have seen it. I mean, he's talking about Donia Milan, saying that I hope he sees me playing with him in the same pitch together. Obviously, a lot of the Dortmund sort of hierarchies saying that he's most likely saying. So, what's your thoughts on Erling Haaland?
I think they don't want to let their guy go.
Yeah,
because Erling Haaland, that's that guy. The previous guy said he brings a lot to that team. You know, he takes them over that hump. Yeah, that they're literally always on the brink, and that guy surely takes them over the hump. If they need a goal, they have him. You know, but you know, real G's, you know, we move in silence. That's us. And Dortmund need that money. Trust. After the last year, every club needs money in some way or another. Look at us. We had to offload before we took on. And that's the thing about, you know, kids on Twitter and maybe online. I know you work. I don't know what field you're in. Maybe IT?
No, I'm in finance, bro.
Oh, sure, you're a big man in finance, but you know, you should even know this because you're in finance. The big deals, the big mergers, big anything, £100 and something million deal. It's a boardroom meetings for probably weeks or couple weeks at least.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and that money isn't going to be paid as 150 with one check. You know. It's going to be over time. So people need
it's going to be installments over maybe 4 or 5 years.
Exactly. And from one thing I noticed, Marina and Abramovich, they're taking this deal game to the next level. They're not even saying anything. They're using the press. I did PR in school. They control the press. You people have to see this. They're telling you, oh, we're linked with this. We're linked with this. And you people are all dancing. And I'm like, yeah, chill. They're just sending you in circles. So they keep on doing the business they're handling in the background. You understand? In terms of yesterday's game, though, you know, some of our youths came out. I was happy to see some youths, Gallagher, the defenders, Baker, Dujon. Those boys are good, man. Gallagher, you know, he clearly needs to find his feet under him, but he can be good. But he needs to be strong.
Do you know what? Gallagher, when he was playing in the first half as a number 8, he looked very good.
He looked good.
I think second half, that's not a position for him as a lone DM.
Yeah, that's why yesterday in your chat, I was telling you, once they moved Ruben there, you could see the control, the maturity of his game. That's why I know you guys want to see more from Ruben. Jonathan and your other guest were saying that yesterday.
Taron.
Yeah, good man. I like that guy. You guys want to see more from Ruben, but give him time. I know he'll be good this season.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like a starter. And that's another thing. Does he want to hang around like that? But if he's fine with it, I think he should be in the team, Ruben is someone that can come on and change the midfield, People, other midfielders don't like facing him. He's physical and he's right in your face. He's not trying to get the ball and pass. He's like, come on, and I'm going to get you.
And he drives.
Yeah. I hate to say this, but there was a point, people are going to hate me for this, but there was a point where Ruben was highly rated than Mason Mount. Pause. Did you see that? No, gauge it. Ruben.
That's true. It's true. It's facts.
Highly rated than Mason Mount.
Bro, like, I even said it under Sarri season. I said, if this guy continues the way he was, this was before he got injured. This was before he got injured, and we didn't even know that Sarri was leaving or anything like that. I said that next season under Sarri, the following season, I said that he was going to be world class. He was going to be one of the best in the world. Right. But then he got that injury, and
I think everyone's gone impatient with him. And I think it was so easy to let people go. 2 weeks ago, people were talking about Callum leaving. Now everyone's on Callum's hips, like, oh man, did you see him yesterday? I'm like, he's always been the same guy, guys. You just don't have hope in your guys. Callum is a good player. I wish he plays up front more. But like you guys were just saying in the last, before we quickly go, in the last stream about him shooting, he wasn't in the position to be shooting yesterday. He had one chance to shoot. It was right at the keeper, but you can't let that go. But in terms of creating, I really don't think there's anyone that can create better than Callum in our team. Honestly.
Yeah, he's a very good creator. He definitely he should have got 2 assists for Tammy yesterday. He really should have got 2 assists.
Tammy too, bro. What do you think? Tammy's misses yesterday, I know it's harsh, but the positions he got himself in, they're quality positions. I know he didn't take his chances, mate. But in terms of getting in those positions, it's so important, You guys don't even understand. Secondly, Tammy didn't have a chance under Tuchel. Tammy had his one chance against Newcastle and busted his ankle. And we didn't see him again the rest of the season. And I think people always should give context before they just say, oh, Tammy's not good. He's not that. And I'm like, yo, he didn't even get his chance to impress the manager. The one chance he was actually playing very well in that Newcastle game, if you guys remember. He got injured. And Tuchel was like, I'm not risking you again this whole season. So he stayed with his preferred guys, Havertz, and Werner.
Timo Werner. Yeah. Look, I've always maintained that I personally don't think Tammy's bad. I think he's a decent player, but he's not good enough, I feel like, in terms of to lead us to a Premier League title.
Season 25
I think he's a good player, but I have to also understand what Thomas Tuchel wants. And it looks like Thomas Tuchel doesn't really fancy this guy. So I can't force a manager to go, come on, play him, come on. You got to do what he wants. He's a European champion, so you got to allow it. But yeah, my man. Thank you so much, Michael and Maz.
So much, I rock with the other side of the coin. I like that.
Appreciate
just like you're in Australia, I'm in America. It's a bit long. I would want to be on the other side of the coin more.
Maybe one day we'll meet each other, man. Maybe if I fly down to America and we'll catch up, we'll do a stream from there. Maybe have you around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So yeah. You guys, man. Thank you, guys. Oh, wait, he's gone.
Yeah, Maz is gone already. But thank you, Michael, for your time. Catch ya. All right, I'm going to bring the last few people in, and we will call it a day after that. We've still got nearly 300 people. Guys, let's get the likes up to over 300 straight away. Over 200 straight away, and then we'll go for 300. These will be the final 4 to come in, and after that, no more callers, guys. I'm going to remove the pinned tweet. First of all, I've got Vishnu, Victor, Roll the Dice, and Jules. I can see Ope in the background. Ope, I'm sorry, my man. And Musa's just joined as well. Sorry, guys. No more callers. This will be the last few ones. We've been streaming for about an hour and a bit, and I want to go and spend some time with family as well. Let's get some final thoughts from each of you guys. Vishnu, your thoughts on Kounde with all the news and Zouma going the other way?
Kounde, yeah, I think it's an alternative to Hakimi, really, to be honest. Not that he'll play in the same position, but I think Tuchel always looked at the right side and thought we either need a right wing back or we need a right centre back. Because Reece James can rotate with him. That's what I thought. and Hakimi obviously didn't go through, and Kounde was the best option we have, and he's a great option, probably a better deal than Hakimi as well.
So where do you expect Kounde to play? In the right CB or a right wing as well? Are you saying you'd expect him to play in the right wing spot?
No, I don't think he'll play in the right wing. I think he'll play in the right centre back and fill in at left centre back occasionally as well.
Right.
I'm just
Okay,
saying,
yeah,
I don't
makes
think
sense.
we'll see Reece James there. I don't think we'll see Reece James in the right centre back next season.
Wow. Okay. Where do you expect Reece James to play?
Right wing back. I think that's better for him anyway.
I mean, look, I tend to disagree with that. I think he's probably suited more as a RCB as opposed to, because Reece just doesn't bomb up enough. That's the issue. Unless he changes himself, unless he really starts showing that he can bomb forward and do that.
I think he can, but I think Tuchel also sees that Reece James probably doesn't read the game well enough in a further deeper defensive position like a right centre back. I think that's an issue for him mostly. We have seen so many times that players just goes around, just come in behind him and manage to score a goal, get the ball, get past him. I think it's happened way too often as well.
Yeah, I have seen it as well. You're right. But the recovery, his pace sometimes gets him out of trouble. So, no, it's interesting. We'll come back to you, Vishnu. Let's go to Victor. Victor, my man, what's your thoughts on Haaland? All the news that's going on, man. Give us your 2 cents on it.
It's all just frustrating at the moment, really. We don't the official bid, non-official bid. The player wants to come, player doesn't want to come. He's staying. I think he's going. I don't get it. It's getting really frustrating. But the positive thing I'll take from last night from Fab's Twitch was last month. Jan said Haaland is going nowhere, and then yesterday he was like he could be leaving. Like there's a chance that he could leave Dortmund this season. So I think something really positive has gone on behind the scenes with Haaland and Chelsea and Dortmund camp that made Jan, because Jan and Haaland camp are so close that he's the closest thing you can get to Haaland, like inside the Haaland camp. So I think he knows something we don't. So I think this Haaland deal could be happening sooner than people think. I think it's just Dortmund stalling things. Maybe they're trying to make a few signings because they don't want teams to know. They don't want teams to know they have the money to pay. So
this is exactly what Declared was saying. I think Declared's onto something. I like that angle that he had. It was good.
Yeah, I think it could be one of that, and it's just bring him to the club, bring him as soon as possible, so we can just go for the title. Because yesterday's game was pretty frustrating. Watching Tammy Misoda's chances and watching Ziyech Misoda's chances, it was really frustrating yesterday. It just made me want Erling Haaland even more.
Yeah, absolutely. Zedvo Genius, my man, thank you so much for joining. It was open for calls, Zedvo, but we've been streaming for almost an hour and 17 minutes. So these are the final callers for today. Do look out for the next one, and we shall hopefully have you on. Jules, my boy, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. Just doing a few learning and stuff. Yeah, but I'm all good. Yeah, enjoying Chelsea as well. I did watch the game yesterday.
Good stuff. Before I get to that, shout out to Declared, my man. Thank you so much for the super chat as well. Kounde, 1.8 centimeters, Silver 1.83, Anxiety FC. Yeah, perhaps he's not as short as we think he is, and we'll see what happens with that particular scenario. Jules, talk to me just quickly about the game. What do you think about the game, man? And Tammy Abraham, I saw you in the live chat as well after the game in the review. Just your quick summary on the game, man. Thoughts?
Well, it was certainly interesting watching Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I thought they both did very well, actually. Again, with Ross, I think one of the things is we'll keep looking back and saying, okay, Ross can turn it on sometimes, but does it turn it on all the time? And that's really something that we always need to ask ourselves, like, is he the guy we want to keep? I mean, on a good day, Ross can play some very good football, and he has a personality when he plays, doesn't he? The thing is, whether like I said, he can turn it on all the time. Part of me wants to believe that we are now in the Tuchel era, and so things might change. But then there's always a temptation to always look back and see what happened in the past, this and that and that. But then one person I really liked was Danny Drinkwater. Funny enough,
he was good. He was
I never
good.
really fancied him at when he was at Leicester, even at Leicester, because I thought his skill set was not enough. But then, to be fair, he's not really gotten a chance to play, has he? I mean, ever since he came to Chelsea, I don't think Antonio Conte really wanted him. Sarri definitely never wanted him, and I'm not sure Frank wanted him either. So maybe this is also a fresh start for him. And Callum, oh God, I mean, I'm a big fan of Callum. Partly because his father used to play for Accra Hearts of Oak, which is my local team in Ghana, right?
Wow.
The problem is, that's why I'm a big fan of his. Partly, But then the problem is his finishing. Oh my God, he needs to work on it. We can't keep having the same thing over and over and over. Like one of the things, if anybody's played football before, one of the best assets when you're a dribbler is your unpredictability, your speed, and your skill. Now, if everybody expects you to do a cross all the time, then it's easier to mark you. I mean, it's always hard to mark Callum. But if he can just add a little more, bring it inside, do a dribble, actually shoot like he has a femur in his leg, like he'll be unstoppable, right? It won't be a situation where he plays at a right wing back all the time. Like I said, if you are playing against a Raheem Sterling, I don't want him there. But if you are playing against a Robbie Brady, then I want him there. See, and I think that's the thing. Like, that's also an attitude that we need to cultivate at Chelsea. Like, the days
here's a question for you, Jules. Here's a question for you. You did say that if there is a Raheem Sterling, you don't want to see someone like Callum, but if there's a Robbie Brady, you want to see someone like Callum. What can we do to see someone like Callum against someone like Sterling? Who would fit that profile? Because I want Chelsea Football Club to take the game to the opposition and not submit that, oh, you got Sterling, so I'm going to chill. You got Sterling, I don't care. We've got XYZ and we're going to take the game to you. Who do you think can do that?
Yeah, but that's also the problem with Reece James used to go forward a lot when he was at Wigan, wasn't he? Yeah. But he's a bit more reserved now. But that's the thing, like today we don't really have this thing called, if you remember back in 2006, Mourinho called them the untouchables. That thing doesn't exist anymore. Like in the past, even if you look at Man City, does Phil Foden play every single game? No, not really.
Nah.
We have squad players. Like everybody comes in and does a job. Callum will give you something different. Reece will give you something different. So if defensively we need to be a bit more stronger, then Reece James in that position is much more effective against a Raheem Sterling. If he adds a bit more to his game, then he can also go forward and give us crosses. Now, if it's someone else, Callum can come back and defend. He can use his pace. And also he can always shift into the middle, get somebody who is at a DM, which is why maybe a Declan Rice might not be a bad idea, who can just fill in just in case, and then he can bomb forward. I mean, we saw him yesterday. The speed was amazing.
Yeah.
Again, the finishing product. If you could shoot like Pulisic did. Do you remember that game against, was it Crystal Palace? Gets into the penalty box, shoots it first pool. Why does he always have to pass it to the goalkeeper? My God. It's really annoying. It really is. And he needs to work on that. But then, did you ever think about it? What do we do with Drinkwater and stuff? Do we keep them? Do we let them go?
I think. Look, if he manages to perform over the next couple of games in the preseason, look, honestly, Jules, I think it'll be very difficult to keep him when we are also looking for another midfielder. But if he plays well, maybe we can sell him, Jules. Maybe we can sell him for a bit of money and cash in on him. Do you know what I mean?
Does it make sense to keep him and just get a center forward? Because midfield, I mean, it would be nice to have a DM, but I get the feeling we won't really miss a DM if we have a center forward like in Haaland who will give us more goals. Honestly, between right now, if they were to give us a transfer ban plus Erling Haaland for a year, I will happily take it. I will happily take it.
Put it this way: we've got Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek's most likely going to stay. And then we are also looking for another DM. That's the rumor, that we're looking for a Tchouaméni or a Declan Rice. There's no space for, Danny Drinkwater, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, but is that really a priority? Do we definitely need like a Declan Rice? If we play 6-6, I mean, it won us a Champions League last season. So yeah, as much as it would be great to have a DM that does a job for us, because yesterday, like, I felt sorry for Conor Gallagher, really, because
he's not a DM. He's not a lone DM.
No, he's not even close. Because what happened was Ross came in, Ruben came in. They all wanted to bump forward a little bit, and then they left him so isolated. And he's not press resistant. See, i.e. Jorginho.
Yeah.
That's what makes Jorginho great. Jorginho will do the dribble and give you a nice pass.
Bang on.
Yeah. And I think I'm not even sure whether Declan Rice can actually do that job. Can he like stay in there, maybe lay the passes, do a quick dribble? Can he do that?
See, I have got massive doubts. I do have massive doubts, but a lot of people say that maybe he can. But look, that's for another whole new debate.
Yeah.
Let's roll the dice in. My boy has been waiting for a long time. Let's have some final minutes over here with Roll the Dice. Roll the Dice. Look, I'm going to ask you about all the things that we've talked about. We've talked about Jules Koundé. We've talked about Haaland. We've talked about Azpilicueta. I want to hear what you have to say with all of these things, all of these three news. Start from Jules Koundé.
Well, to be honest, with Koundé, I feel like he's a great player. I do think he's shorter than I thought he was. I thought he was like 6 foot, but I think he's like 5'10" or 5'11". But it's not a major concern because apparently he can jump. To be honest, for me, I really feel like, it's a good signing. I do feel like we do need a right wing back because I'm sorry, Sterling ain't cutting it for me. I don't know about everyone else, and I seriously don't like this conversation of Callum Hudson-Odoi as a right wing back. This has to stop because we cannot keep saying his shooting is not working, but then you want him to shoot from right wing back. If you're on the right hand side and you cut in, what foot are you using? You're using your left. He's not left-footed. And he's coming back from a deep position. That's why he's a left winger. He can combine with the other players. He can combine with Chile. He can combine with Mount. He can combine with Havertz. He can do his, he can, dribble past players. And that's really why he should be on the left wing.
I think Thomas Tuchel's he gets into a situation where what does he do with Pulisic? And he wants to play Callum as well. And they both tend to play the same sort of place. And then he wants to include Ziyech as well. Do you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah, I agree. But then you see, Pulisic is more comfortable on the right. I've noticed that. Pulisic can play on the right. Like, if he wants to, he can play on the right. He's done that at Dortmund. And I feel like Dortmund, I noticed they do make sure that their wingers can play on both sides. That's why Jadon was playing on the right. Pulisic was playing on the right, so they are conditioned.
And Jadon can play on the left as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So he does have that ability. So you might as well put Pulisic on the right and then rotate him. Hudson-Odoi can rotate with, whoever would play on the left, maybe a Werner here and there. I don't feel like Werner should play every game, especially against low blocks. I feel like that's where Callum can come in. And then on the right-hand side, you can, rotate Ziyech and Pulisic. It can work like that. But yeah, exactly like Marcus Rashford just said, Callum Hudson-Odoi should play on the left. And honestly, for me personally, I feel like, how I feel about Livramento, bro. Like, I genuinely feel like he can do a better job than Sterling. Like, I feel like
he just doesn't want to stick around, man. Livramento doesn't want to stick around.
He shouldn't want to because he didn't get the chance. The moment people were talking about Hakimi flopped. Hakimi flopped. People were talking about Traore. The disrespect. I mean, like, why do you want Traore over somebody who's, emerging as your player of the season in the academy?
Man, I never won the Traore, but I think Thomas Tuchel did.
Yeah, but, and then I just wanted to touch on the Declan Rice situation. Well, not Declan Rice, but the defensive midfield. Yeah. Just to answer that, we definitely do need a DM. Like, that's 100%. I don't think we can go into the season with just 1 6. And when I mean 6, I mean someone who's going to sit, and that's Jorginho. Kante, you kind of want him box to box, intercepting high up the pitch, winning it in dangerous areas and then passing it to Mount, passing it to Havertz, passing it to Haaland and getting goals in transition. You do need a number 6. I don't personally want Declan Rice. He's too much money. I don't think our record transfer should be an ex-academy graduate. I don't think so. I think it should be, someone from, like Tchouameni, Camavinga or Kamara, one of those three. It really doesn't matter, to be honest. I'm not too fussy as long as they do the job. And then, like we've all been waiting for, either Haaland or... I personally don't want Lukaku not because he's not good enough, but if you spend 100 million on somebody who's 20... I think, how old is he now? 28? And you give him...
Which player are you talking about?
Lukaku.
Yeah, he's going to be 29, man.
Whoa! So if you give him a 4 or 5 year contract, by the time he's 32, you can't sell that. There's no resale value. So I do doubt the board splash, but you never know. Innit? I don't want to say something and then it comes back to me. But yeah, I definitely want Haaland, and I think, like most fans, I think we just have to just wait and see what happens. But yeah, I think a midfielder is definitely very important, and a right wing back, and I think we're set for the Premier League title. That's just me personally.
Brilliant. Nah, man, awesome talking to all you guys. I'm going to wrap things up. I'll let you guys go. I hope to see you guys again. Hopefully next time you guys can be one of the first people off the ranks, and we can have a longer conversation. But do thank Vishnu, Victor, Roll the Dice, and Jules was here as well. Do appreciate your time. Thank you so much, boys.
Thanks.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's just you and me again. As I said, we'll wrap things up. Just quickly, a super chat before we go. Thank you so much. If we can't get Rice, why not Phillips from Leeds? My man, Bryanson, 93. I've always said Phillips, man. I watch Leeds after Chelsea. I watch Leeds the most in the Premier League, and live chat knows, people that have followed me in this particular channel, they know very well how much I rate Calvin Phillips. For me, he's truly the kind of if we want a lone DM, he's the one that we need. He's got that, tackling ability. He's very good with one-touch passing. He could spray the long passes. Athletic, tenacious, the lot. He's got the total game. I mean, Leeds have got themselves a superstar of a player, and wherever Calvin Phillips goes next up, he's going to make a lot of money for Leeds. Bottom line. For me, it was always Calvin Phillips, man. There's no doubt about that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up now. We've still got over 200 people. We've got 197 likes. Let's go with 3 more likes to get it up to 200 likes. That'll be very, very good. We got declared with one final super chat. Miz, how much would you pay for Phillips? Look, his stocks are quite high now after the Euros. I remember I was watching the Amazon show on Leeds, and they paid big money to keep Calvin Phillips. The season when they didn't make it, where Frank Lampard's derby knocked them out, they did their level best to keep someone like Calvin Phillips, and I think they paid big money to keep him. Then obviously he got promoted to the Premier League, and they did a very good job in the Premier League. I think this season they're going to be in. I personally think Leeds will crack into the top 6. They're that good. They will crack into the top 6. They won't touch the top 4, but after that, they're good for the top 6, in my opinion. I would possibly pay somewhere around 60 million for Calvin Phillips. And I know a lot of people are going to laugh. They're going to say, no way, he's 60. He's about 80. But, none of these players should be worth 80 million at this stage. So especially as a DM. But Calvin Phillips for 60 million, 65 million, let's say. I think that's a fantastic bit of business. We've given Leeds Lewis bait as well recent times. Maybe take Conor Gallagher. They're interested in him. So for me, about 65 million. I know a lot of Leeds fans are going to hate this, but it is what it is, man. Look, I'm not very good with valuations and whatnot, but 65 sounds pretty reasonable. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. The fans call in as well. We talked about Haaland. We talked about Jules Koundé. We talked about Azpilicueta. We talked a little bit about yesterday's game as well. Once the stream is over, the people that are going to watch it, please comment below your thoughts. Let me know. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow again with a different stream. We'll see what we can talk about, and we'll take it from there. Before I go, smash the like button once again. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. We are off to 7,000 now. Make sure you subscribe and stay in touch with this particular channel if you're enjoying it. And I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.